बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वला तक़रबुज़्ज़िना इन्नहु कान फ़ाहिशतन वसाअ सबीला वला तक़तुलुन-नफ़्स अल्लती हर्रम अल्लाहु इल्ला बिल-हक़्क़ वमन क़ुतिल मज़लूमन फ़क़द जअलना लिवलिय्यिही सुल्तानन फ़ला युस्रिफ फ़िल-क़त्ल इन्नहु कान मंसूरा वला तक़रबू माल-अल-यतीम इल्ला बिल्लती हिय अहसन हत्ता यब्लुग़ अशुद्धह वअवफ़ू बिल-अहद इन्नल-अहद कान मस्ऊला वअवफ़ू अल-कैल इज़ा किल्तुम वज़िनू बिल-क़िस्तासिल मुस्तक़ीम ذلك خير وأحسن تأويلا
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Chapter number 17, verse number 32 onwards. The commandments of the Qur'an, one by one. Clear messages that are essentials for anybody wanting to know what is acceptable to his Lord. मुझे अल्लाह सुब्हानहू ताला का बंदा बनना है. I want to become a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of my creator. I want to do what is pleasing to him, and I would like to find out what that is. The Quran is the answer to that, and the Quran entirely is an answer to that. Certain places you have bullet points which break it down for everybody. You don't need to be a scholar to ponder over the exact meanings of certain things. Some of them are very clear. Of course, the more you ponder on these also, the clearer it will get. But the meaning is quite open and loud. And we have covered so far a lot of obligatory commandments. If you want to lead a life pleasing to me, this is what you have to do and this is what you have to not do. हम लोग cover कर चुके हैं in previous classes, and we have now come to a very important one of those. All of these are important, but some are more relevant and important because of people being exposed to them at all times. और ये उसमें से एक है वला तक़रबुज़्ज़िना. बहुत एक्सटेंसिव एंड वास्ट सब्जेक्ट है कुरान और हदीस के हिसाब से. Let us have a quick discussion on that, inshallah. What do we understand by this word zina? Adultery. Correct. The root word, the fundamental meaning would be adultery. Yeah. And the commandment over here is wala taqrabu zina. Wala yaf'alu zina. Do not do zina. बहुत दूर की बात. कर देना तो बहुत गंदी बात है. वो तो just like reaching the mountain. भाई उसके करीब भी मत जाए, बहुत गंदी चीज़ है. इतनी गंदी चीज़ है कि रहमान, Ar-Rahman, the most powerful name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He looks to bestow you with mercy at every opportunity, has ordained that in Surah Nur, if you find somebody indulging in this act, do not show them mercy. इतना बड़ा गुनाह है. So इसके लिए उसके करीब जाने से मनाही है. वला तक़रबुज़्ज़िना, And how do you go close to zina? Can we have any thoughts on that?
It's like to begin to tread on a path. Allah is not saying don't go to that destination. He said don't go on that path itself.
So how do you go? How do you end up going close to it? What are the threats that will take you close to it?
Mingling with females.
Intermingling, okay.
Any casual kind of an interaction where there is no real threat to what you are actually believing in. So you tend to take it very lightly, not knowing where it could possibly lead. That's where Shaitan tries to strike.
There's a verse in Surah Ahzab. I want us to read that. I want to give you a background to that verse. Okay, more than the background, I want to give you an introduction to the verse. The verse is addressed to the wives of the Prophet ﷺ. The wives of the Prophet ﷺ. We all know what darja and what martaba they enjoy. Ummul Mu'mineen कहलाती हैं, right? The mothers of the believers. और अल्लाह सुब्हान तआला ने अपने रसूल के लिए उनको चुना था. So you know the darja that they enjoy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that extremely blessed women. उनको कमांड आ रहा है अल्लाह सुब्हान तआला की तरफ से कि क्या करो, कैसे बिहेव करो, and they will be the role models for the Muslim community, right? And you and I can think, but why do the Prophet's wives need to be told how to behave?
They have
The
to set
Prophet's
an
wives,
example.
huh?
They have to set an
They have to set an example, and they are humans who have come into the faith from a certain system, and there was a certain system which makes which defines beauty differently. एक कुरान नाजिल हुआ तो अल्लाह ने डिफाइन किया कि ब्यूटी क्या होती है. ब्यूटी इन मैनर्स कुरान ने डिफाइन कर दिया क्लियरली. when there was ambiguity, the whole world was not sure कि beauty क्या होती है. Of course there was a defined version of beauty, which was your nose has to look a certain way, your eyes have to be a certain way, your color has to be a certain way. This is external beauty, and your internal beauty is beauty of manners, and internal beauty of manners will be the classy, what the high class women behave like. वो बोलते भी है ना, very classy बोलते हैं, very classy lady बोलते हैं. क्यों? वो हाई क्लास की तरह बिहेव करती है. तो दुनिया में एक डेफिनेशन था कि गुड मैनर्स कैसे होते हैं, क्लासी लेडीज. लेडी कैसे बिहेव करती है. इन द वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अ लेडी एंड अ जेंटलमैन, राइट? ही इज अ जेंटलमैन इन हिज बिहेवियर, इन हिज अप्रोच, ही इज सॉफ्ट स्पोकन, ही ऑनर्स अदर पीपल एक्सेट्रा. ये जेंटलमैन होता है. एक लेडी लाइक बिहेवियर होता है. लेडी सर्टन वे ड्रेस करती है और सर्टन वे बात करती है और सर्टन वर्ड्स यूज़ करती है, नहीं करती है. ये डेफिनेशन ऑफ ब्यूटी और एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ मैनर्स था बाय एंड लार्ज इन द वर्ल्ड, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the criteria that would be the measure. The criterion was going to be the measure of beauty, whether this, if it is okay according to this, then it is indeed beauty, whatever you define. If it is not okay, then it is not, because the creator of beauty has sent down the definition of beauty. So इसके पहले beautiful manners क्या थे मालूम? Beautiful manners कैसे होता है मालूम? अब आप घर आए मेरे, आप किसी दोस्त के घर गए, दोस्त घर में नहीं है. अब ब्यूटीफुल अगर ख़ानदानी औरत है, क्लासी और वेल कल्चर्ड औरत है अगर, तो व्हाट विल शी डू? शी विल से नो, माय हस्बैंड इज नॉट देयर ब्रो. ये क्लास के खिलाफ है ना, मैनर्स के खिलाफ है, पोलाइटनेस के खिलाफ है, सब के खिलाफ है. क्या करना चाहिए? या तो बोलना चाहिए आइए बैठिए, आ जाएंगे, एंड हस्बैंड को फ़ोन करना चाहिए आपके दोस्त आए हैं, और तब तक चाय वाय भिजवाना चाहिए. दिस इज़ एक्सेप्टेबल नॉर्मल बिहेवियर, राइट? एंड if somebody wants to like आपके घर में कोई बच्चा हुआ है, or something good happened in your house, and your friend wants to congratulate your wife also, your very close friend with no ganda intention in his mind, wants to say congratulations to भाभी. क्या करेंगे आप? बोलेंगे congratulations बोलना चाहते हैं फलाने साहब. I mean, God forbid, I hope you don't do that. I'm saying society normally works like this, right? तो इन इस पस मंज़र में हम लोग ये पढ़ेंगे आयत, since we're talking about the subject of zina and what the standard given to the Prophet's wives was. That should itself define where we fall. I mean, would you ever consider a wife of the Prophet having wrong ideas or thoughts, God forbid, or susceptible to wrong? I mean, technically, as far as we are concerned, no, not at all. मगर अल्लाह सुब्हानहू तआला की देखिए ये आती है
سراحا جميلا وإن كنتن تردن الله ورسوله والدار الآخرة فإن الله أعد للمحسنات منكن أجرا عظيما يا نساء النبي من يأت منكن بفاحشة مبينة يضاعف لها العذاب ضعفين وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا ومن يقنت منكن لله ورسوله وتعمل صالحا نؤتها أجرها مرتين وأعتدنا لها رزقا كريما يا نساء النبي لستن كأحد من النساء إن اتقيتن فلا تخضعن بالقول فيطمع الذي في قلبه مرض وقلن قولا معروفا وقرن في بيوتكن ولا تبرجن تبرج الجاهلية الأولى وقرن في بيوتكن ولا تبرجن تبرج الجاهلية الأولى وأقمنا الصلاة وآتينا الزكاة وأطعنا الله ورسوله إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا.
Chapter 33
Okay, sir.
verses 28 to 33 हम लोग अभी पढ़े हैं. Exclusively address the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In fact, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam इस नुज़ूल के बाद आपके पास जाते हैं और हज़रत आयशा के पास and he says, I have been asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to offer you this. You can take if you wish the world, and I will release you and I'll give you an X amount of wealth so you can live a happy life. But if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and me, then this is the choice. I suggest you consult your father before you decide. आप कहती हैं या रसूल अल्लाह, where is the question of consultation in this? मुझे आपसे और अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला से सरोकार है. For me to be even asked this is not an option. So my attention, I would like to draw your attention rather to these two verses more than everything else. Do you have a reaction to what we just read? Anybody? How does it sound? Okay, how does it sound? Did you hear what was it? It sounds confusing.
So even in today's time, this women's liberation and all that, if you look at it, it's like okay, there is a green signal if you want to do it. If you want this world and if you want the happiness of the world, go ahead. But if you're looking to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala,
Yeah. By the way, this choice has been offered to all women.
Correct.
Absolutely. So you want, jaiye, live the life that you want. But if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and akhirat and raza of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to spend the time over here doing what you were sent here to do, and if you want to be successful, then that's the option. Otherwise you can choose. Post-dated check or blank check में choice है. And by the way, post-dated check क्या है? दुनिया के अंदर भी रिवॉर्ड है अच्छा ही अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला की राह पर चलने में. the beauty of the life that you will get as a result of following that system is your current blank check. ولا تقربوا الزنا because إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا, क्योंकि फिर बहुत गंदी बहुत ही फाहिश काम है ज़िना. और फाहिश को हम डिफाइन करेंगे, बट यू नो ये the idea of some people's definition of cleanliness means different things to different people, right? पाकीज़ा औरत कौन होती है, पाकीज़ा मर्द कौन होता है? How do you define it? What do they look like? What do they do? मर्द का पर्दा है, by the way. This is something we don't know or we keep forgetting. एक मर्द का हिजाब है. Do you know that? Do you know what that is? In public places, how does a man behave if you're Islamic? If you submit it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if you're trying to lead a good life and a clean life, and you're trying to be an instrument of good for society, and if you're trying to be a role model and an example that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to be, then there is an appropriate behavior even in public for a man as well. It's not just like the woman has to cover herself morning, sar se pair tak, you know, do aankhein sirf, and preferably one eye. That's also the standard, by the way. I don't know if you know. Preferably one eye. खोलना है तो दो खोलो, but preferably one. I mean, that's the standard. We can debate about it as to who got the standard and where we got that from. But I'm saying, ये औरत के लिए, मर्द के लिए कोई टेंशन नहीं. बिंदास कपड़े पहनो जैसे, ऑरेंज, रेड, वाइट, ग्रीन, एनी कलर, नो प्रॉब्लम. टी शर्ट, जिम मार के फुल टी शर्ट पहन कर भी नमाज के लिए जा सकता है. ऐसे करो, यहाँ तक टी शर्ट रहता है, नमाज के लिए आता है. फैंटास्टिक, बिकॉज देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. आई सेड फैंटास्टिक, नॉट फैंटास्टिक. यू नो, बहुत मज़ा आता है सब करने में. यू नो, एंड टी शर्ट पर मालूम नहीं क्या क्या लिखा होता है. आई कॉल्ड somebody came to namaz with a t-shirt. I couldn't believe it. I said, come here. I reread it. I said, oh my God, seriously? He said, what happened? He said, have you read what's on your t-shirt? I said, yeah. So do you know what it means? No. So okay, ja pad namaz pad. No problem. If you don't know what it means, bindas, no tension. I mean, it's something we can't even talk about. Such a disgusting thing is written here. It's come for namaz with it. So, मर्द का कोई हिजाब नहीं होता, as far as we are concerned. मगर अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला के नज़दीक बहुत बड़ा हिजाब. एक तो फिजिकल हिजाब है. We should know that नहाने के वक्त भी हमको सतर खुला रखने का परमिशन नहीं है. If you are a practicing Muslim, your satar should be covered. You should wear innerwear and bathe. Right? So, I mean, that is just an aside, but yeah, so there are those rules. And toilet mein, of course, you can't do tasbih, but also something, that's also an aside, but bolna chahiye. You think you're being very, very religious and you're reading Surah Fatiha in the toilet when you're having a bath. I mean, if there's a toilet, hammam is different. Indian concept mein hammam aur wo alag hota hai na, but now you have attached toilets. So it's like in the toilet, you're bathing in the toilet most of the time. Unless it's like my house, it's very clear. So there you don't have permission to say anything. बोल के निकलना, बोल के बाहर आके फिर दुआ पढ़ना, that is the standard anyway. So मर्द का हिजाब ये भी होता है कि your satar is covered at all times, and your clothes are of haya. Hazrat Usman was, in fact, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself was known for the haya. In fact, any Nabi of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala was always known for his haya. बहुत शर्मीले होते हैं, बहुत ही ज़्यादा, extensively. Like, I mean, I would not consider, this anything wrong. It's summertime, I'm folding my sleeve up. But for the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that was like revealing a part of your body, unnecessarily and inappropriately. आप बैठे हुए हैं और the lungi has come up to the knees, and somebody is about to enter. They say, wait, let me, he says, let me make my clothes proper, because Hazrat Usman is extensively, बहुत ज़्यादा हया वाले हैं, उनके आगे ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, whatever. So you have the appropriate cover and you have loose clothing, not something that highlights your body. You can't wear something that highlights your body. I mean, of course, if you have a poncho on your own, you will wear loose clothes because you will not want to wear highlighting bodies. But generally, at all times, you cannot wear anything that reveals, anything that is attractive, by the way. Now you might say, but Tanvir bhai, why do I dress? I dress to look attractive, right? You're saying don't be attractive. What do you want me to do? You also want me to wear a good burqa? Tell me. Without that, sir, that's now the practically that's what you're advocating. Actually, that's right. You wear a white burqa, the thobe. But that notwithstanding, and thobe is not the only Islamic dress, by the way. Some people think Arabia se aaya hai, to Islamic dress hai. Otherwise, everything else is shirk ka kapda. And Arabian naam nahi hai, to shirk. And if you don't call yourself Wali ibn Munir ibn Jawad, then you're not being Islamic enough. ये अलग सोच है, हम उसको नहीं मानते. ये कुरान और हदीस का कोई इसमें दलील नहीं है. If you believe that, then good for you. But there is no basis for that as far as we are concerned. I mean, geographically, Islam doesn't make geographical barriers like that. In fact, आपने कहा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, if you are following a custom of the land and it is not in Islam, but it is not going against Islam, it's absolutely halal for you. आपने कहा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, सुम्मा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, सुम्मा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, right? I mean, किसी को देखकर आप in a European environment, if you're walking on the road, people will say hi, right? अब औरत भी बोलेगी, मर्द भी बोलेगा. मैं बोलूँगा अस्तगफिरुल्लाह, सुम्मा अस्तगफिरुल्लाह. औरत मेरी तरफ देख के हाय बोलती है, अस्तगफिरुल्लाह. Just ignore it and move on, right? That's the Islamic standard. I mean, we're discussing that way. Wala taqrabu zina. But what are you going to do in this case? What is the appropriate behavior? How important is it to return that greeting? Or say, hi, ye kya hai? Assalamu alaikum. Ye bolna kya? I mean, you're stuck up basically. But it's a local tradition. People greet each other like this.
Yeah.
I say good evening, you say good evening. Alhamdulillah, the better greeting, assalamu alaikum, definitely. But if Allah Ta'ala wills, the society will change. We will tell them and impress upon them that instead of saying hi, why don't you do a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me peace and give you peace. Inshallah, we'll talk, and bring that upon people. But to be stuck up like that is not what is advocated.
You shouldn't look down upon them.
किसी के कस्टम का मजाक नहीं होना चाहिए, unless it is मुशरिकाना, like कोई religious कोई greeting कर रहा है आपका जो आपके खिलाफ जा रहा है. Then you can't return that greeting. It's very clear. So अल्लाह सुब्हानहू दुआ है कि हिदायत की राह चलाए. अल्लाह सुब्हानहू दुआ है कि जो पढ़ते हैं उसको समझने की और उसको समझ कर ज़िंदगी में ढालने की तौफीक अता करे. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us walk His way, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us of shaitan and the evil of our deeds, and join our hearts together and help us walk His way. Subhanallah, bihamdihi, subhanallah, wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.